All right, Erica Lorraine Spencer here. It is Tuesday, May 11, 2021. This is just an ongoing note as to third-party group Stalker Spectrum, a certified third party. As the documentation establishes, none other than a commercial actor within what is the single deliberate acting group vicariously acting on behalf of the public entity that is monitoring, engaging in the state's pattern of conduct while I'm inside of a private space. And so this is not documentation that has only been collected today. Spectrum and continuously is engaged in ceaseless monitoring inside of a private space. And as I am inside of a private space, specifically at the venue of Economy Inn at 2301 South Euclid Avenue, I just wanted to add on to my podcast for purposes of the ongoing complementary documentation, which you can see and see with your own eyes with regard to what I'm also publishing on my podcast about the prosecution of Spectrum acting in concert with the people, acting on behalf of the state to monitor an American citizen inside of a private space. And as I captured on video, the ongoing use of the television, which is a communication device, which is operated by internet. This is relevant for what is the means of interstate commerce, for which Spectrum, a third party, acting in concert and on behalf of the state, a government, is monitoring in violation of existing federal law, 18 U.S.C. Section 2261A, subsections 1 and 2. That is a state providing you ongoing proof of Spectrum's criminally facilitating conduct of monitoring as it roars airplane activity, which is amplification of audible activity, by the way. As I'm mentioning that conduct, that is the state damning Spectrum, which the state's pattern of conduct is already established. Everything the state does is in no way helpful to the people who are subject to that profuse prosecution. The commercial actor Spectrum engaging in that. And also, as I'm capturing what Spectrum is engaged in, this is, understand the video and the pictures that I'm capturing are just examples of the activity creation. Spectrum is engaged in ongoing, ceaseless monitoring inside of a private space. Okay, these are examples as they are as Spectrum creates activity. All right. While, like I just stated right now, 3:11 a.m., by the way, the state is roaring plane activity while I'm inside of the room at 227. All right. And doing so as I am speaking to the prosecution of the people of the state acting via Spectrum. Not a coincidence, already fully demonstrated. So like I stated, the third party Spectrum understand that television is a means of creating activity. Spectrum does the same thing on a constant basis. It is always listening. It is always engaging in ongoing observation of an American citizen inside of a private space while physically indisposed, engaged in personal private activity, creating ongoing activity to that end, while it is also using it as a means to create activity for purposes of criminal monitoring in concert with the state of California that is monitoring me with communication devices. All right. A Spectrum instrumental in that criminal monitoring inside of the private space. And this is what I captured again on video. And I just want to be clear, the tactics, again, it's just a technique to use a pop-up with an irrelevant, meaningless code, which is supposed to be the guise under which the television has stopped in operation. What you are focusing on is, first of all, it's occurring under the state's pattern of conduct of federal group stalking and monitoring. It is facilitation of the government's ability to monitor you. It is the absence of coincidence. It is occurring pursuant to the ongoing behavioral pattern. It is that which is occurring for that criminal purpose. Period. And what you're seeing in this video, as I've shown before, okay, the state is engaged, Spectrum, and as I'm speaking the state, I'm including the people acting via Spectrum in this regard. Spectrum, the state, has engaged in using the television without a pop-up. But when I was showing before, you're looking at what is a pop-up on the screen. It's supposed to be a code. Oh, the television is supposedly quote-unquote malfunctioning. And as I was demonstrating, it is not a malfunction. And this activity creation is nothing but a means of engaging in the same criminal elements of light activity, audible activity creation. It is also federal level harassment. It is also the communication of a very unlawful and credible threat by the people of the state that are acting as one group, okay, multitudinous in their character, demented and determined in their effort, and engaging in that vicarious action and presence on behalf of the government. All right, so this is in all manner of a threat that Spectrum is communicating. Spectrum is a sex offender based on the conduct, based on the fact that it is in no way indiscriminate from that same group, which is the people of the state of California that are monitoring with the state that is engaged in operating this system. And this is just ongoing documentation of that. I have uploaded it to YouTube. I have uploaded it to my Google Drive, which is shared, and even that which is tailored to Spectrum with regard to its criminal engagement in the state system of monitoring. It's sexually violating me, and this is based on the nature of the crime of monitoring. And again, you're not only analyzing the conduct, you're analyzing the state of mind. So while they are monitoring and aware of the fact that they're being documented, then continuing that conduct, which again the entity is going to do because it's not going to stop monitoring, but you prosecute for that, and you are prosecuting that state of mind where you're engaging in that criminal conduct. Okay, so this is all going to what the people of the state, Active ICE Spectrum, are engaged in. And today, Tuesday, May 11th at 2:20 and I believe 2:30, I captured 2 videos of what is just blackening the screen. The television is still on, and the images also that I took, you're going to see just black, and you'll see a little blue light. The television is on. That blue light is indicating the television is powered on. It is not off. I'm not taking a picture of the television that is off. I'm taking a picture of the television that is being used as a means of communicating hostility and using it as a means of doing so, as I spoke about in the video, as I begin to go to sleep, which Spectrum engaging in ceaseless monitoring and corporate evasion of privacy by entity and monitoring inside of a private space while I'm both dressed and undressed, while I am engaging in all activity inside of a private space, is that which you maintain the reasonable expectation of privacy, but including that which I am in moments of personal private activity. Spectrum is listening, all right, and doing so, and that ongoing activity creation is not just occurring at that moment. This is pursuant to ongoing invasion of privacy and creating activity while you are engaged in that, which is sexually violent conduct, facilitating the people's ability to monitor, who are all in relevant position, listening jointly as well, all right, with the state. They're all jointly listening as well. This is the sick and demented group conduct, and a commercial actor, diligently engaged in that and communicating that threat. And this is how third parties do so in concert with the state. And this is also how you are interpreting and legally analyzing that criminal activity. It definitely has legal relevance. And so it's 3:16 a.m. I just want to include this on the podcast. This is going toward the criminal activity of Spectrum, the prosecution of that commercial actor engaging in the state's pattern of conduct. And this is the engagement in the criminal elements which govern where the state is engaged in the pattern of conduct, where the established pattern of conduct of a public entity, that is the state of California, is monitoring with communication devices. And that is in violation of existing federal law. Okay. The television is communication device. The internet is a means of interstate commerce. All right. This is in violation of existing federal law, 18 U.S.C. section 2261A subsections 1 and subsections 2. And I also want to be clear, the means that the state is using to monitor an American citizen through the very people. This is just as threatening, if not equally threatening, as acting through and group stalking and monitoring by the police, and which under existing federal legislation, you are engaging in tactics like this. It is unlawful to do so. It is that which is intended to threaten. It's that which is intended to oppress, to strike fear. That's absolutely unlawful under this existing federal law. And using a commercial actor such as Spectrum inside of a private space, the target individual is documenting the fact that they're being monitored. This is all communication by that entity that is ceaselessly engaging in the criminal conduct. This is intended to threaten and harass, while, by the way, it is monitoring your documentation. And that goes to the criminal conduct of Spectrum. And understand, Spectrum is not acting, quote unquote, individually. Spectrum is acting on behalf of the group. Spectrum is being documented as it is creating, facilitating conduct and communicating, in doing so, that ongoing threat that I remain subject to, for which it may be prosecuted both under existing federal law and under federal law to be enforced against the state of California and the people of the state. It is 3:18 a.m. and that is P.O.C. And again, that video is going to show and this is what I want to be clear. It's the exact same conduct. You're just seeing it without a pop-up. And like I said before, the absolute control over the television, blackening the screen with a pop-up, without a pop-up, it is the same facilitating conduct. And repeating it is pursuant to ongoing knowledge of the documentation that I am creating, which is speaking to the state of mind, which is going to that level of prosecution. And that is P.O.C. And this is Spectrum, a third party, a commercial actor engaging in the state's P.O.C. And this is ongoing documentation to that end. Erica Lorraine Spencer, that's P.O.C.